Hey guys, Youngblood Fantasy 92, and today I'm going to do a rant on reality shows and how it is deleterious to television. Reality shows for me are pretty much the bottom of the barrel when it comes to television, because all you see on television these days are freaking reality shows, which kind of piss me off to absolutely no end. Now, reality shows are sort of an infestation of sorts, because reality shows take over excellent television stations that used to be good, but now are completely shit. Don't believe me? I'll give you two examples. MTV and Cartoon Network. Now, I will concede something. MTV, I never really had any primary attraction to the network or had watched any of its programming until after it was canceled. But I have gleaned over the cartoons and all the shows they featured in the 90s, and I gotta say, their lineup was great. It was excellent. It featured original music videos, which is okay. It doesn't really appeal to me as much as like other content on the channel, but they had Beavis and Butthead, Ren and Stimpy, Eon Flux, The State. Those shows are excellent. I mean, I've watched several of those shows like on regular TV because they featured it, and I also have the Beavis and Butthead DVDs, but they're excellent shows. I mean, they're amazing. But someone had this wacky idea to create a reality show and say, hey, let's put this on a station that features music videos because that way we can get money in our pockets. That always works for me because, certainly enough, when you see a reality show, you expect popularity right away. And to tell you the truth, it worked. Several years later, we find MTV. 95% of its content and programming devoted to reality shows, and I freaking hate that. If MTV was based on the premise of posting music videos on TV, then why don't they just run with that? And if they want to post stuff that is different from music videos, post original stuff like Beavis and Butthead. So that way we can watch it and actually bear it, as opposed to seeing reality shows where everyone acts like a complete douchebag. Another example of this is Cartoon Network. Now, Cartoon Network has been around since '92, and I gotta say, Cartoon Network really fulfilled my cartooning pleasures since the '90s. Why? Because we had Dexter's Lab, we had Samurai Jack, we had all the Warner Brothers cartoons, and we had all the other cartoons that people love to watch on there. Plenty of cartoons to watch on Cartoon Network. Any Cartoon Network veteran would come up to you and say, it's a great TV station. But what has it done? Oh, recently it went over a renovation. Ever since 2006, everything went to shit. Now in 2009, we are forced to watch 4 or 5 separate reality shows on a Cartoon Network television station. Now, I've been around this world for 17 straight years, and I'm going to question my sanity, because does CN stand for Cartoon Network? I've been around for many years, and I always thought it was Cartoon Network. I always thought that the C in CN stands for Cartoon Network. Apparently, that's a misnomer, because apparently we're going to see 5 separate reality shows on Cartoon Network itself, and we're going to see kids blowing up things, chasing ghosts, and basically stealing from the Discovery Channel. So you know what I say to that? F that. It's completely retarded. Go post cartoons. That's what you're here for. It's Cartoon Network, isn't it? So why don't you show cartoons? Like any other normal cartoon station. Don't show 5 or 6 reality shows just so you can please the kids. Look, it's not about appeasing as much as it is satisfying. You want to satisfy the requirements of the station and of your audience. So what should you do? Fulfill your requirements and not go off on extraneous tangents. Reality shows are completely annoying. And besides, it's reality shows and game shows on CN. But the principle is the same. It's basically straying from what the CN was intended to show. And that's ridiculous. Now, the second facet of reality shows is how uncreative it is. They're all pretty much the same, it follows a specific template. Here's the template. Get a bunch of people who have, like, destructive personalities, who have psychological disorders, and who act like douchebags in general, localize them in one area, and see what happens. You can put constraints on that area, and you can also form a bunch of ridiculous rules in order for the area to thrive. Now, I'm sure by the first day everyone comes in, everyone acts like a complete douchebag, and they form alliances, and they kick each other's ass. That is not normal human behavior. But then again, they're douchebags, so why should they be normal in the first place? But I'm just saying, that's not reality. That's just scripted. If you're going to make a bunch of challenges for these folks who are living in a house, it's pretty much a game show because all you're eliminating people, first of all, if they lose. And that's like a game show. I mean, think of Jeopardy. Think about it this way. In Jeopardy, the people who have the lowest score totals in terms of dollars lose. So they get eliminated from winning. So in reality shows, we see that people get eliminated for not fulfilling the requirements of the show, which is a game show. Reality shows is not only a misnomer, but it's also a complete infestation. And by the way, why do you have to see 50 separate douchebags living in a house and act like complete retards while they're doing it? In between the interim between games and other challenges, you see them act like complete douchebags where they think they rule the universe and where they say, I hate such and such because such and such is an asshole. Why do I want to see this? I don't want to see people ranting about people over the smallest things. I don't like his hair. I hate him because he's blonde. He's a surfer. I don't like him. Seriously, we don't care. We seriously don't care. We don't give a crap about what you think or about what you want to do. So make it simple for reality shows. Just make it a game show. Just put people on there and tell them to do challenges. I like that type of stuff. I mean, that's why I like Jeopardy and Trivial Pursuit and other stuff like that, because it's a game show concept. You win money and you win. End of story. Win or lose, never say die. End of story. But that's why I hate reality shows, because they're all pretty much the same. You can twist them any way you want. You can make it a boot camp setting, but it's pretty much the same. Bunch of kids, bunch of people, localized in one area, acting like complete douchebags, and trying to fulfill the expectations of the show. It's not a reality show, it's a game show. And that's my opinion. Also, a tertiary thing that's been bugging me about reality shows is pretty much how people become superstars overnight. Now, that's not really too much of a problem if we're talking about people who actually use their talents wisely and work on their talents so that they become famous. That I don't mind. What I do mind is people putting no effort into what they do and still becoming famous. Certain reality show stars become famous because they act like complete douchebags, and everyone rips on them. Therefore, they become famous and they become in the news. So every People magazine, U.S. Weekly magazine, and pretty much every other magazine under the sun except for U.S. News and World Report, or maybe they do that, say that this reality show star's sex scandal, pregnant scandal, punching a policeman in the face scandal, or indecent exposure scandal. Those are pretty much what they do. And if not, they have interviews with that person saying, how long have you survived on that show? How did you manage to survive on that show? And then the same person who got famous is now on another reality show. Also adding to the uncreative side of reality shows when they put the same people in from either last season or 30 seasons before into the same show, who will get eliminated anyway because he acted like a complete retard. What's the point of it? It's stupid. It only makes the reality show longer than it's supposed to be. And I hate that because it's pointless. It really is pointless. It seriously is the most pointless move anyone can make. If you lose, you lose. End of story. Stop being such a sore loser. Go back home to where you came from and act like a douchebag there. I don't want to see your douchebag attitude disseminated all over TV. If I want to watch TV, I want to see something that's actually reasonable to watch. This is why I don't watch TV anymore, because reality shows take up 95% of the programming. I subsist on TV. I used to live off it. Now, I don't give a crap, because reality shows pretty much fulfill no purpose except to line the pockets of businessmen and people who have absolutely no business being in the television business in the first place. So, a summation of reality shows would be this: dying in the electric chair while having water poured all over you. That's pretty much it. Reality shows can go die. This is Youngblood Fantasy 92, and ladies and gentlemen, I'll see you next time.